This is definitely the last scooter front fork video. What I've just done is these, it's not the oil seal, it's the top thing that fits down in there. They're like a rubberized composite, plastic and rubber. So I've actually covered them inside and out, which is going to obviously help them because they are like rubber based, and also help with the weather with my friend the old red rubber grease. So I've covered them and just slipped them down the fork. They obviously went down quite easily, just pushed them in by hand. There's no need to use any force or anything, just squeeze in. So I've covered those inside and out with this red rubber grease. And then the top little bungs, and here's one, this top little bung here, this again is another little rubber composite type of thing, quite a hard rubber. So there's a hole down there where you actually where you lift out the spring, whatever. So before I put this thing in here, I covered it with the old red rubber grease as well, and I got some of the old petroleum jelly and shoved it down there, covered it totally inside, put a big dollop down the top on both of them, of course. And then, having covered this in red rubber grease, I then pushed it down. The idea being that, of course, the scooter's going to get wet, and wherever you get wet, you're going to get inevitable rust and issues. So one way of thinking forward is to try and stop that by stopping the water getting down there and any rust forming. And obviously one way of doing it is using stuff like petroleum jelly, which is a good protector, it doesn't wash off easily, and also using the red rubber grease, which is going to help the rubber and obviously stop any water coming down there. These are on the front fork, so these are going to be getting wet continually. As soon as it rains, it's going to be wet. So I'm sure this is I must tell you the last story. When I remember in the last video I maybe mentioned that I'd put the old oil seal, fork oil seal, back in, and it was leaking. All my fault. I didn't realise I was putting the old one back in, but trying to get the new one out, this top piece of metal here was a real issue. And so what I was doing, I was pushing this fork with the spring at the bottom, trying to dislodge this top piece, which is really difficult to get out. And unfortunately the spring flew out in the air, and the little red thing, the little metal thing, sorry, flew out and has gone missing. So I had to buy some second-hand forks on eBay. That's where I've got a spare one of these. So young and foolish, that's my story. So I still haven't found that metal piece yet, but I'm sure it'll turn up one day, and then I can assemble the other front forks and maybe even sell them on eBay again, I don't know. But at least I noticed on the Peugeot website, if you want a small piece from this front fork, you can't just buy like this or that or a spring or anything really. You've got to buy the whole front fork. So it's shall we say, not a nice situation, but I found this with this Peugeot tweet. If you want to buy a little piece of the carburetor, you can't just buy a spring or a little bit of this, a little bit of that. No, you got to buy the whole carburetor, which is a bit short-sighted, but that's their business, not mine. So I'm sure this is definitely the last of the last video on the front forks, and then we can move on to something else. We've got a whole scooter to put together yet, so there's lots more videos to come. Okay, see you later. Bye.